I never knew what this little stir thing was. It doubles as like a plug.
I think it is only a plug. Well, it doubles as a stir. It's a plug that doubles as a stir.
It's more a plug than a stir, huh?
I guess it would be a personal preference thing. If you're just stirring with it and not plugging, then it's a plug. I think it's a plug that doubles. And they actually ask me, because I get 3 coffees, they go, do you want a thing? And I go, no, I don't want a thing, because what am I going to do with that? I'm going to put it on my floor. Now I'm more nervous that there's like 30 ounces of coffee precariously spinning around on my floor. So I got a cup holder, and like a little front thing where I can put the change.
Yeah.
So that's honestly the only reason I haven't moved up to getting you a venti, because it just works. It would make me nervous, because now they're like,
well, I don't want that. Dude, I wouldn't drink it as
plus, I feel like you're already kind of one of those high on life guys, so you're just getting into like, you know.
No, I'm high on drugs guy. Greg, you got me pegged all wrong.
Well, you do actually enjoy that stuff too.
Like
but I feel like you're not a coffee guy. Do you wake up and have coffee every morning?
Yeah.
You do?
I have, yeah.
What's your coffee routine when you're out destroying bugs by the millions?
Every morning when I go to walk out the door, because Christy's already probably been awake and then put the baby back to sleep, she has made me just an iced coffee with like hazelnut creamer.
You start the day with iced coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's
which makes sense, because we're in Sarasota.
It's
I still love a blistering hot fucking coffee in the morning, dude. It gets
it's good.
lower
It's
GI.
better for you,
right?
It's better for you, especially in hot weather. It's just better for your body waking up. I mean, the Chinese will drink. You could just buy hot water. There's like hot water pumps everywhere you go. You know, like those little things for tea. Like just a hot water, like it's like a thermos. It's got hot water in it.
Yeah.
It's like everywhere you go, there's just those around with like little cups, so people can just drink hot water.
They take some herb and put a little water on it.
Just hot water.
Just hot water.
Just hot water. There's like books you can read on it and stuff. But yeah, and I use instant coffee too.
Have you ever drank just hot water? Maybe that's gonna be my new thing. Maybe
I don't think I've ever tried it, but it
might be
legitimately
Chinese.
is a thing.
I legitimately might be Chinese. Sometimes.
Do you Chinese?
Yeah, the level of asceticism and like just natural wisdom that I have. Sometimes I'm like, are you Chinese, dude? Are you doing Tai Chi at altitude right now? And I go,
I think I am.
No, I think I'm in Target. But like, maybe that's what they want you to think.
I think I'm at Target. You could be Chinese, man. Have you ever done like a past life regression?
I have not. How does one do a past life regression?
Well, the easiest way in 2024 is you use a YouTube video. It's a guided meditation.
Okay.
And they get you into some kind of meditative state with nice soothing words, mildly sensual voice.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll be like, okay, think about what'd you have for breakfast? Imagine your breakfast. Everybody your breakfast. What the coffee tastes like? What is it? And they go through that and they go, okay, what'd you do last night before you went to bed? Think about that. And then like, what'd you do last week? And then what'd you do 2 weeks ago? And then what'd you do a month ago? And then what'd you do a year ago, 5 years ago, until you get to your birth. And they go.
So this is like a 10-minute video?
It takes like probably 10, 20 minutes.
To get back to my birth. Then they just slip it in there. What do you do in a past life for breakfast?
Yeah. And you're like, oh
I
my
had
God.
toaster strudel in the Sudan in 1900.
I used to love Eggs Benedict. Then my mom in my past life beat me with it. Now I hate it. I always want to know why I hate Eggs Benedict.
I don't know that I feel like that's such a grandiose thing. And I've been thinking about that a lot too, because my kid wants to go to this church. He's been going to this church.
You've always been like an atheist though, right?
I mean,
I vaguely remember you making that. I don't
like some of those terms. Like, I'm not like a Jesus guy. I just have a really hard time believing there's a guy up in the sky.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But we did come from somewhere, right?
Sure.
And so sometimes my religion comes from watching these like nature shows. I watched this one, I think it was earlier this year. It was not a nature show, but like a space show, you know, talking about like black holes and
like the PBS kind of.
It was like a very PBS, but it was on HBO, so it was slightly different.
So there was tits every once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while, fucking Pluto in the ass in the bushes. That is what the great thing about Cinemax is.
HBO.
I think I want to watch HBO's Rome. To watch dudes in fucking Rome and shit fuck this shit out of a girl. And honestly, all right, now it's just a very quick sidebar. I saw HBO's Rome. The only thing I can tell you from it at one point is like the leader of the caravan. He wasn't like Julius Caesar, but he was like, you know, a guy.
He was like a general or something.
He pulls them all over. Mm-hmm. There's like 52 horses and wagons and all the shit that they carried around.
Big
and
caravan.
He's just down where you can see him. Because they just saw like a girl walking with like a million. He was like, I think I would like to fuck her.
Oh, really?
And he's just railing right up against a tree. And they're all like, yeah, this will probably only take like 10 minutes. And then we got to probably stop up here. And I was just like, Fucking HBO, man. They can always find a fuck up against a tree scene. Spice up history.
It's good to be the king.
It's good to be the king.
Yeah, that's...
So I watched this space show, though, and I'm like, what my theory now is that, there's a lot of like little tiny subtleties, too, but it seems to me that the Big Bang is not just a one-time thing. Right. Everything exploded from a little tiny point, and so we know we can understand. You have to work from what you can understand. I'm sure there's a lot of shit that we'll never be able to understand because our brains are just not fucking big enough or complex enough. Or
I don't think we lack the equipment to really understand what it all is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And but what I feel from what I've heard and seen so far is that the universe is just exploding, and then at some point everything gets stretched out enough and it starts reconnecting and bigger pieces start having gravity, and eventually it all comes back to a central point, and then it explodes again. And so we're just in the middle of this.
It's like a heartbeat itself.
It's like a heartbeat itself. And who knows, it could be part of something bigger. Because
could be.
Where does the universe expand? Like, what the fuck does that mean? There's so many questions that they throw stuff out there. And
they just say it and they're like, yeah.
Are you hearing what you're saying, fucking Poindexter? That doesn't make any sense.
Fucking dweeb.
Fucking dork.
Give me your lunch money.
That's what they're thinking when they're on HBO. And then Jupiter got an icy crust. You see here that, Tony? You fucking pussy. I'm fucking loaded. I'm a fucking astrophysicist. You're not going to beat me up anymore.
That's right. When the asteroid's coming, I'll know it's coming. I won't tell you.
And Tony doesn't have his wife anymore because he beat her. Mm-hmm. And now he's just alone. And he doesn't have HBO, so he can't even see. He can't even see what.
So how do you? So that's your feeling, your belief, but I mean, we all have our different.
But where did that all
journey.
come from? Where did that all come from? Like, what started this whole heartbeat thing? Right? I mean, there's got to be like a.
I truly don't think it's meant for us to think about.
Yeah.
I don't think it is even like it's. I think it's frivolous to even.
I don't know if it's
like
frivolous.
It's like masturbation to even.
All right, now you've gone too far. So, that's definitely not frivolous. I mean, what is the point of living?
It's very important.
Yes,
but as far as this, that's how that's kind of your religious feeling and connection. So how did this whole thing come about with Benny? My cousin Benny.
I'm not sure. He's got some buddies that are into church, so that was probably a big part of it.
That'll do.
He likes those guys.
He fell in with the wrong crowd.
He fell in with the wrong crowd. Yeah. And they're all sweater vests and khakis and just, trying to help people cross the street.
God damn it, son. He fell in with the damn wrong.
He's like, Benny's got this haircut. It's like the middle part, like from the 70s.
Yeah.
He's blonde.
Sure.
It's kind of long and scraggly in the back.
Uh-huh.
And he's got the total middle part. So it's like a loaf of bread, dude. Right down the pipe.
Yeah.
And it's such a popular look now in school. Like when they're all in their kilts, when I'm up in the stands and I'm watching for the halftime show, they're all in their kilts. The whole band does the kilt thing. They become indistinguishable, right? Because it's like a really complex outfit. So you can't tell, and really even like body size.
It's like camouflage. Height. It breaks up their patterns. It confuses the predators.
So I look for him and I'm like, I can't even find. I go, there it now. That's some other dude with the middle part. There's hundreds of them.
Wow.
So then, but he's got a buddy. A kid that he really hangs out with a lot is a black kid. He's got like more of a standout hairdo because it's kind of like a fro explosion type of thing. That is easy to find. So I'm looking around and I go, boom, all right, there I see Justin. And then I look for the little center part. He's usually not that far behind. Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Dicking around, getting ready for a teacher. I wonder how many teachers he's never seen that are like, whoa,
I will.
No, he's a good kid. So I think that's where it comes from, is that
his friends are
like, listen, I moved to Florida where there's a lot of like little church, religious people, which I feel on its whole, I used to be so much more aggressively anti. I think it's because Catholicism is so bad.
Yeah.
In my eyes, they're doing good, but they're doing so many bad things.
There are so many bad things,
and they've been doing so many bad things. If you go back and look, like how many people have been killed in the name of the Catholic Church since, like, a
lot of them.
And they're like, yeah, but we also we give money to what? No, you don't.
So what?
You've got a bunch of gold, Nazi gold in basements, and they own all this property. They don't. So obviously, I could just keep going with that.
It's a business, man.
That's the big one. But then there's a lot of other churches that are like, they're not hurting anyone. They do actually put together things to help people. They do good stuff. And at the end of the day, the most good, honestly, is even in the Catholic Church, which just riles up my freaking DNA to talk about.
It does. It does, because it's
but it's good for people to think about, like, You know, there's the old saying, the unexamined life is not worth living.
Is a life, yeah.
Is a life not worth quoting properly?
You know, I think you did quote it right, correctly.
You know the saying, and it's like introspection, whether someone's forcing you to do it or whether you're doing it on your own, it still gives you the benefit of thinking about yourself. How many people do you think about your level of introspection that you personally, Isaiah, has, and where do you think you fall in that scale? Oh, there you go.
The unexamined life is not worth living.
Socrates.
That's so great.
That's that's so great. That people, where do you feel like you fall on the scale of? Because you know, maybe for your age too. Because I think as you get older, it's physicality is more difficult, right? Just getting up, moving around. So you just sit there and just like we're just looking at Philip Baker Hall.
I could go do something, or I'll just think.
Yeah, I mean, you get up and you see people. Like I just saw a guy at the. I sometimes go to that cool Publix, the 2-story one.
I like that one.
I used to take the kids there all the time because it's like free. You know, they get excited because you put the
Escalator,
cart in the escalator thing. But I saw a guy coming out of there and he was with a walker, and I was like, "Oh, he's going to like the car or handicap parking space." He was like probably like a late 60s guy, I'm having to guess. And but he had a walker, and dude, his struggle was like his foot was moving like 2 inches with every. You know, it was a struggle, and I'm like, "Fuck, man, that dude really want to get out and go to Publix today."
Yeah.
Some people are just really committed to like, I need to keep moving because you do lose everything you don't use.
Yeah, that's right.
So if you just sit there for long enough, guess what? They're gonna be like, "What are you bitching about? You've been sitting here now. Yeah, you're paraplegic. Nice. You did this to yourself." And it's like, oh my god,
I should have limped over to Publix.
I should have crawled. Yeah, I don't have a walker, but I should have crawled on my belly. You know.
Well, I agree with those Socrates here.
Yeah, so that's the thing I like about church. So that's why I'm not against it. And we were talking about that job thing, by the way, and I don't want to bring that up.
What?
The hair thing. But I do want to just say, my brother was like, I would forbid him to work there, and I went,
really?
That's not how it works. You forbid it, then all of a sudden it becomes the most exciting thing in the world. So I said,
yeah, and then he's like, I love cutting hair now.
Yeah, exactly. So I talked about all these things, and I said, I'm not going to say don't do it, but I'm just going to say think about.
Does Benny know anyone that has or had worked there?
Yes.
I was going to say, because every time I'm in there, the little desk boy is about that age. It's usually like a high school kid that he's got in there working the desk.
Legally mandated to be over 13, but somewhere in that range.
Yeah, he's got the place just right outside the zone from the school.
Right outside the zone from the school. Looking for some property.
It's 459 feet, sir.
Where am I looking for a rental, Miss Realtor? I'm thinking about a place about 501 feet from the school. I got a show. And the realtor doesn't care. They're like, I got a showing today.
I got a showing. Very exciting. Ooh, very exciting. Are we talking residential or commercial? Have you ever seen Tim Dillon's clip? He has a couple of them, but there's one, like he has a couple where he really rags on realtors, but there's one where he it's called like Fake Business. He just talks about how much he hates realtors. He's like, I know what I do is I call them up and I do fake business and he just calls them up. He's like, I'll be driving around. He'll see a property like for sale. Sometimes it's just like a plot or something, and he'll just call the number. And then he's like, my goal is just to see how long I can keep them on the phone with them thinking they've got a whale on the line.
I saw that one. I also want to buy the 3 on the street. Can you help me get those?
He's like, yeah, I'm an assistant to a very, very wealthy entrepreneur, and they are looking to buy this commercial space. Now I need to know, what are some of the restrictions on the and he's like, they get all excited. He goes, I'll even schedule a viewing.
What an asshole.
I know, but it was very much better done than I just did it.
Well, that's why they get paid the big bucks. Tim Dillon is
fucking well.
He'd probably make you crack up playing with himself in the shower.
I think realtors are in the same position as any broker. You know what I mean? And everyone looks at a broker and goes, what do? You're a piece of shit. Freight broking, business broking, any of that kind of broke. Like when you're the middleman, when you play middleman, everyone goes, dude, you're just this weasel coming in and getting a bite off the pie. But at the end of the day, brokers, I guess what they like theoretically
make it happen.
they theoretically control the market in a way. Like they're like the neutral center of both sides.
I mean, it's important because brokering is just like any other convenience type thing. You know, you could go out and find people yourself.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna. That's not your job.
Yeah,
you have a job
because it is a job in itself.
Jesus Christ, it is a job in itself, man. But yeah, I mean, there's a million types of brokers though, and yeah, being middleman. Sometimes it blows my mind how many layers there are to a thing. Because I'm just one layer in my job, but like, I know sometimes I'm talking to another guy that's just another layer, and I know I'm talking to another guy that's just another layer, and then there's like a thing being done, and there's like 6 layers in the middle, and you're like, oh my God, that's so ridiculous. No, that's fucking how it works. That's why it's so efficient, because there's so much money in everything here. You can have all these people doing very specific little pieces, finding best fits, because this person is not just going to find this person. Mm-hmm. This guy lives in Washington. This guy lives in Florida, and he's what do you call it? He's dehomed. He's unhomed right now. But yet we got him together because of the system of America.
What's not
dishomulated?
Dishomulated.
There is a term.
Home adverse.
No, isn't there a word now
I know,
that they're
I'm
using?
just trying to think of other more
It must
fun
be
ones.
some politician that's got like a tent city going saying, I don't want anything about the tent city. We got to mention it, sir. It's like right in front of the governor's, right in front of the town hall. Mm-hmm. All right, well, we're not going to say homeless. I'm going to come up with a better word right the fuck now. Dehomed, unhomed. That's what we're saying.
Like something that's like they're allergic to it. They're something where they can't have it. They're home intolerant.
We try to give them homes, but they don't want them, so that's fine because they may be intolerant. They may be
home intolerant.
They've got other issues that maybe we don't know their life. Maybe they want to live outside.
Some of them do, but there's always been that amount of homeless folks. And you know what I think the thing is?
I think the people that really want to live outside though are like Emil Hirsch from friggin'. Remember that movie where he just keeps moving further up and he ends up in Alaska? Speed 2.
Oh, where
maybe.
he keeps just moving at 60. Okay, never mind. That's a different. Yeah, where he ends up. That's based on a true story.
He ends up in like a friggin' camper.
Lives in a bus and then he ends up dying because he's a dumbass.
Because he's a dumbass.
Did you ever? Yeah.
That was a real kid too, right?
Yeah, it was a real kid. Wrote a book, and I remember after seeing the movie, I went and like Googled it and was reading about the real guy, and like the way he died was just so dumb.
He was just trying to be so like, I don't need anything.
He was really trying.
It's like you're naked in a camper, way up above the Arctic Circle, bro.
And all he had to do, so he ate some plant that made him like super sick because he had like some plant book. He just didn't even do it right. And then when he went to go walk out, the path he came on had like flooded. The river had rose. And dude, there's the hair in my nose. It's just so bad. And they went back and they looked at it and they're like, all he had to do was walk a mile north, and he could have made it over the river. So like it's just like he walked to the river, saw it, and went, "I'm fucked," and went back to the camper and died. He didn't even like try walking along the river for a little bit just to see what had happened. And a mile's not that far. I mean, you can.
That's
can walk
weird
a mile.
because I would say laziness is probably not one of his key things, seeing as how he consistently moved.
And it's not even like lazy. It's like a check above lazy. It's like life and death. You know what I mean?
He might have been so sick from the thing that he couldn't go. I don't know.
I mean, if you could walk back to the camper because I think it was like a little.
Maybe
bit
he was like, this movie's already like 2.5 hours long.
I know.
Where the fuck more can
we got to end this somehow?
Let me just go back to my camper and die, and we'll get Emil Hirsch on the phone.
Get this
number one on the call sheet, Emil Hirsch. Do you remember Emil Hirsch
in the movie?
Yeah.
Now you've just said his name like 10 times in the last minute, so let's look up. I want to look up Emil Hirsch.
It's like one of those. It could be anything. When someone says something you don't hear, you go, Emil Hirsch.
Emil.
No, it's E. E-M-I.
I knew I'd get it wrong, dude.
Yeah, that's a hard name. Jesus, Are you talking about Emil Hirsch or Emil Henderson?
Hullub. Hordesky.
Emil, I think there's an E at the end of it. Isn't? Oh no, there he is. He's kind of like a Jack Black.
He does have a very similar look. Yeah, thin Jack Black.
At age 16, it diverged. One went to Jack Black and one
into
went
the
to
wild.
Emil Hirsch, which may mean Jack Black in whatever language, wherever Emil Hirsch comes from.
Jack Black's been a very polarizing fella the past few weeks.
Has he?
Yeah.
Wait, that Girl Next Door, I think, is the. Besides Into the Wild, which is the movie where he goes into the camper, The Girl Next Door, I forget what the premise that is because it's just about a friggin' scantily clad tramp. But he like, I think it's one of those movies. It's kind of a tropey thing where like he's a dork, and he somehow uses her to like gain popularity, and then
18-year-old Matthew Kidman is a straight-arrowed overachiever who has never really lived life until he falls for his new neighbor, the beautiful and seemingly innocent Alicia. When Matthew discovers this perfect girl next door is one-time porn star.
One-time porn star. They're all, spoiler alert, Emil, they're all one-time porn stars.
That's just life. His sheltered existence begins to spin out of control. Ultimately, Danielle helps Matthew emerge from his shell and discover that.
So 20 years ago. So that movie came out when I was in my late 20s. I do remember seeing it on like, after it came out. I didn't go see it at the movies, but because they don't do those type of movie theaters anymore. I would have went to see it because she was hot. Alicia Cuthbert.
What's her name? And what were you have to say about that movie? What did it do for you? Is that
No, it wasn't a great movie. It was just a fun little movie. There was a movie with Patrick Dempsey called Can't Buy Me Love from like the 80s, maybe the late 80s. You ever see that?
No, I did. What was it called?
Can't Buy Me Love.
No, I don't see it.
That was I saw that at the right age. I was probably like 16, 17. The gist of it is he's a super dork. He goes to the mall with his like $3,000 because he's going to buy this big telescope. And just as he's doing that, he sees the super hot girl from school trying to return this wicked expensive outfit that was her mother's because she got like wine on it because she went to like a alcohol party in high school or something. And they're like, no, this thing is worth like $1,500. And he's like, I have 50. So he makes a deal with her. She goes out with him so he can become like the coolest guy in school. And it's an 80s movie, so it works out great.
Always
and then you're
does,
just sitting there going like, is this a thing? Could this happen? Now it's just a movie. Is it a thing?
Please tell me this is real.
And then I didn't have the $1,500 anyway, so it becomes a moot point. But you hang out the mall and you watch at the store with the expensive clothes.
What was the first piece of media that was like your? It was your thing, as far as And hold on, let me get more specific with how I mean.
Okay.
It was like, I don't know, maybe you were like 12, 13 years old, and it was either a magazine or a show or a picture or something, or maybe it was a thought of your, like a classmate or teacher or something that you would use to get the old demons out.
To get the old demons?
To masturbate.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
What was like your first?
Well, back then, dude, you had like print media, so I'd say probably like the Sunday paper would have like all these little circular things.
Oh, yeah?
So it'd be like bra ads.
Yeah, was it the bra ads in the paper?
Sears catalog had some racy material in it.
The first thing it's like the thing that probably most prominently stands out was I watched with my like family or my mom. They rented what was it called? It was the one with Kevin Spacey. American Beauty. It was American Beauty.
A lot of sexual.
Yeah, there was nudity.
Young girl nudity.
Toplessness. And I saw it, and I accessed that in my brain for years. Okay. Maybe like 1 or 2 years.
It's a great movie, actually, too.
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know. You would know. I'm spent at 1 hour and 6 minutes in.
We're watching the movie, and I was like, I have to go to my room. But the movie's half over. I need to go to my room.
Do you feel that? Everything is all hard and sweaty. I gotta go, Ma.
I gotta go. Are you sure, honey? You didn't eat all your popcorn.
I don't know if there's a kid now I'm gonna sound wicked old, but there was a kid that had a picture in his locker, and you can come see it sometimes. It was a topless.
It's called an entrepreneur.
It's called an entrepreneur. No, he never charged.
Oh, that's called an idiot.
No, he was a weird ass dude. Like you were paying.
Let me see
something.
the picture. Let me see the picture.
It was topless Marky Post. Marky Post was the hot blonde chick from Night Court.
Oh, Night Court.
And she had surprisingly large bazongas. Marky Post. Markie Post.
You had pictures of topless Marky Post.
Dude, it was so hot that like many years later when she was, do you recognize this lady? I'm going to say who she was and you're going to go, oh yeah.
Right.
She was the mom of Cameron Diaz in the prom scene from Something About Mary.
I can't. I don't have I've seen something about Mary. I just don't have that kind of.
Well, it was funny because they took
power.
they took her and made her the mom of Cameron Diaz, and they made the black guy that was like the court. I forget what his job was in night court, but he was also in night court. And they put him in. He's the guy that. How'd you get to meet the mother Frank? That dude. That was her husband in this, and they were both on night court together. Are you about to put?
Dude, we got to find out. Hold on.
All right.
I need to find out if I can find the picture.
Oh, I bet
from this kid's locker.
I bet you can. I don't think there's a lot of them. I think.
Would you remember it?
I think I would. Because I think that.
Is that a no?
No, you actually could see her boobs.
Yes?
No, that's way too new.
What do you mean too new?
She was young. She was like in her early 20s or whatever. That's like she's way older. That might be it right there. That might be it right there. Yeah. No, that ain't it. Because
sure?
you didn't see any. You just saw boobs.
These are.
I don't even know if these are her. Like a lot of these are.
It's her at Mardi Gras.
I think she posed for like a magazine type of thing. You know what I mean? Like she was in like Playboy or.
It's a lot of effort for the computer. So I have to.
Yeah, these are all like.
Was it something like that? No.
No, it was like a Playboy one. You know what I mean? So there's like a very thin range of like what they'll be doing.
That's why I thought it was. All right, we're gonna only for a couple more. No.
Maybe put Playboy up top, because I think that's what the picture was. I think the kid had cut out a thing from Playboy, because where else would he have gotten it?
I think maybe all these are.
She might not have done Playboy either, but I don't know. I can tell you though, now I got a new mission for myself.
Try to find.
Well, just maybe go through these pictures a little bit more, researchfully.
A little more research.
She was super
a lot of
hot,
research.
Dude. She was.
So
super
this weird kid. What do you remember the weird kid's name?
Yeah, Martin.
Oh, weird name.
Martin something. Martin.
Does he have a Jewy last name?
No, he was kind of a taller kid. Like you knew he was. This is in like the late 80s. Okay, so we didn't have school shooters, but I'm pretty sure that I was like, I'm not sure.
But there were knives in some backpacks.
He was that type of kid that was a school shooter. You know, his favorite thing in his backpack was the throwing star that he bought through a catalog, and he would throw it in the woods and be like, "Fuck you, Nick, my stepdad," or whatever. He was a fucking interesting cat. This bowl cuts, I didn't have these great haircuts when I was a kid, but then some kids, it's like, that was not a regular fucking haircut.
The bowl cut?
Yeah, he had like a...
What year did you graduate high school?
1993. But this was middle school. This was probably like late 80s, 88, 89, when I remember going to that kid's locker. That's probably about... It's hard to say when you first started choking the chicken.
I mean...
I guess I got like you probably
everyone's
like
got a little bit of a story.
But that's because there was guys in the neighborhood that were helping you get jump started.
I know that you've never been caught with internet porn as a kid because the internet was already...
I did get caught whacking off, but not with the internet
Tell me
porn.
about that story.
I'm trying to think who it was. I think it was my little brother.
Yeah, was that Adam? Is your little brother?
We had a TV down in the bed Adam.
Because I know you got it.
We were down in the basement. And I lived in an old house, dude. Where I'm from, the houses are wicked old. So the basement was like 1700s.
Were you the basement bedroom?
I eventually was the basement bedroom. At this point,
you have to work your way up to basement bedroom.
Yeah,
it's a privilege.
I wasn't the oldest,
right?
But we only had 2 bedrooms for the kids, and there was 4 of us.
Yeah.
So, and one of the bedrooms was a pass-through bedroom.
Oh.
So my parents' bedroom was in one back corner. Then there was a bedroom in the other corner. There was a door in between. Then there was another bedroom here. It was just a pass-through, and I lived in that. I always was, because I had a sister, and I had an older brother and a really little brother. Mm-hmm. So when we first moved in there, I was like 6. I think I shared... I don't even remember how we did it. I think I shared with my older brother, and because my little brother wasn't born yet. That's right. Then he was in a crib. Then once he got old enough to have his own room... or to be in a room, he came in with me, and my sister had her own room, and my older brother was out. And then at some point, my dad did redo the basement downstairs. When his marriage was really going to shit, he was like, blocking it all out at work is not enough. Now I need to come home and have a home project.
Right.
So this basement was dirt floor.
Okay.
And it had these stalls that looked like horse stalls, but they were actually what they call coke stalls for coal. And they had like a little window at the floor. That window, everyone has those windows, but nobody has the fucking actual.
This is where you dump the coal in so you can
truck would come and just
put it right in the furnace.
Put it right in the furnace. Yeah, we had an old, and that furnace was in there too. We didn't use that by this point. It was an oil furnace. So we had this old defunct, creepy ass looking furnace.
Is this where you got caught whacking it?
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, I was rubbing my cock up on the old furnace.
You should have seen
Get that coal dust down in the. No, I was down in the very far end of the bit. That's like all down here, the coal chutes and all that shit. Down here, he had plywooded out a floor. We put a TV. That's where we had the Nintendo. So I'm down there with the Nintendo. I can't remember if I was watching something on the TV. If it was on the TV, it would have been like, like fucking TV show. Like there's no nudity at that point.
No,
so
but you find something close.
Like Saved by the Bell. You know, both of those chicks are pretty hot. Well, three of those chicks. Baywatch would have been great. I couldn't get Baywatch at the.
It was just me and Princess Peach.
Am I going to sneak down to the freaking Nintendo at like 9:30? You know, what I mean?
Playing Nintendo
because you had to be whacking off at like 3 to 5 in the afternoon when like you're home from school. You're not like to bed yet, you know.
Right.
We only had one bathroom too, so like whacking off in the bathroom was just very random, minimal times you could do that because people are always knocking. You know, it's not that you want to hold them up.
Can't whack off in the pass-through room either.
Dude, not unless you're a fucking maniac. Imagine that you have kids.
Oh, you can.
You have kids and it's like 3:30 and you're walking through the basket of laundry and you're like, okay, fucking Isaiah Jr. is a fucking psycho. He didn't even stop.
Hey, ma. Whoa.
Hey, why don't you throw in a Hot Pocket for me? I think I'm going to be hungry in 5 minutes.
So who came down and caught you?
It was Adam. He came down.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He came down. He saw, and then I don't think he knew. I think he was young. So before he was whacking off, he didn't know what was going on, but he was like, I think Greg wants to be alone. And then he just left. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. Did he say, I think Greg wants to be
alone?
No.
He just came down. And he was like, right away.
Yeah.
Right back upstairs.
Good instincts.
Yeah.
But there was a split moment, a split second when both of your eyes locked and together you two were there for eternity.
I mean, it is kind of like that because that's the only time I've ever been caught. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm very...
Do you think he remembers that memory?
Maybe. Because
sometimes, those can go either way. Those memories can go either way. It could either be like, it changed me forever, Greg. Yeah. Or it could be like, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. Not something I'll probably talk to him about ever.
I'll bring it up.
But yeah, we did not have porn though. It's funny because kids now have access to anything.
The access was pretty crazy back then.
Yeah, so, which is a good and a bad thing because I got to tell you, there was like a
because you texted me earlier this week you said you had a story about browser history.
About browser history, yes.
That's why I'm walking us through all this.
Yes, I'm sorry. I wish that I had known that 5 minutes ago.
I'm so good, you don't even know I'm doing it.
I'm out on my lanai watching TV. This is at the first house I had when I was in Florida, and my wife bangs on the glass. She goes, "Get in here!" And I'm like, "What?" And she's got a little Google Chromebook in front of her. She goes, "Are you looking at dirty stuff on Ben's laptop?" And I'm like, "What?" At this point, by the way, there's like several devices. I'm not going to go out of my way to...
Where's Ben's laptop?
Yeah.
He's good. That laptop's going to get it today.
I go, what? No, what the hell are you... So now I'm like, okay, I know that I'm not, but it's on Ben's thing, so what is Ben looking at? She goes, look at this, and she shows me the search history. This is the line that she decided to yell at me about. It said, what is vagina with an F? I go, hon, are you fucking
kidding? It's adorable.
Fuck you.
It's adorable.
I know, but what does it say that she thought I was the one that was doing that?
Yeah, she thought you.
She was so fucking pissed at me.
She thought you asking what is fuck.
I guess that says something about how I am in the bedroom. She's like, this is obviously Greg. He has no fucking clue.
Well, I'm happy you're finally starting to educate yourself. But why on Ben's computer?
Yeah, I'll never forget it. That'll be stained in my mind forever. What is vagina?
Her first thought was that it was you. Vagina.
But we knew
Vagina.
Benny. We knew Benny was going to be into chicks at a young age because it was not just that, but the story I told you before too. With there was these ads with Kate Upton in a metal bustier for like some online Maybe it was like Clash of Clans or Game of whatever. And there was just this little mobile ad where she rides across on a horse and they stuff her into this metal bustier thing and she's spilling all out.
Yeah.
And that's the whole ad.
I think I remember that ad.
I bet a lot of people remember that ad. And the friggin' resulting chafing that came with that ad. But Jack's on his cell phone. At that point, they were on their own. They were on my cell phone or her cell phone. They didn't have their own.
Yeah.
Dad, can I get your phone? Yep. And they play incessantly or whatever. And then Jack is like, Dad, there's this ad that keeps playing when I'm trying to play this game, and I don't really like it. And I go, well, let's see it. And I'm like, okay.
You don't like that, son?
I go, you don't like the ad, then don't play the game. I can't control the games. He goes, yeah, whatever. Then like half hour later, he goes, Dad, Ben's got the phone. He just won't stop watching that ad. He keeps playing that ad. And he's 3 years younger, and I was like, that's my boy.
Buddy. Won't stop watching the ad. The ad people are like, oh, that's who they're looking for. He loves the ads.
Loves the ads.
Buddy, that's funny. What is vagina?
I can see it on the little freaking Chrome browser history. He was very young. He was very young to be trying to find out what is vagina.
Yeah, not even, so young you couldn't spell it right. And yeah, you're. Oh my gosh, that'd be one thing if it was me, because I can't spell worth shit.
That's true. Yeah, yours probably did say that. You probably did type in vagina at some point.
You mean it's not spelled with an F?
In the last 18 months.
It's not spelled with an F? So let's jump into some.
Let's do some videos.
Let's do some vids. I don't think we have as many as last week, but still, I don't think it matters either way.
I'm looking at this one right here with the little dog. She's like a favorite of mine. This Madison Sinclair.
I'm looking forward to watching it.
She's a stand-up comic that does she's got her own stuff. I told you she just did a stand-up a special. I don't know if it was on Netflix or what it was on.
Jace.
But she had this little dog strapped to her in like a little thing while she was doing the show.
So she's like a prop comic.
No, I think
I hear what you're saying. She's basically Carrot Top.
She pulls the dog out. Now she's got a freaking toilet seat. Now
Well, look, to be honest, let's be very real. It kind of is absolutely a prop.
Kind of is a prop.
It is a prop. Like even when like a pregnant lady, unless when she does the special, she doesn't mention her pregnancy once. Unless it's like maybe like a little bit like
cut. There's a fucking prop baby. You didn't tell me this was a prop baby.
This is a prop baby. Well, that's the thing. I mean, there's a like.
I don't know if you could say a pregnant woman's pregnancy is a prop. I mean,
it is when they're on stage and that's their whole bit is about them being pregnant.
If that's their whole bit, right?
If they'd say it at the top, be like, "Yeah, you look at me. I can't lay off the hot dogs and fucking beer." You know, if that's like the thing they say, just to kind of like, I'm pregnant. I know I'm pregnant. Let's move on. And then the rest of their set has nothing to do with it.
So in that way, the 90% of open micers' dick is their prop because they're just talking about their dick and whacking off, and they can't.
Well, it is hack. It is hack. It's not hack.
Right. So hack and prop.
But pregnancy is something that's not always there. It's like it's there only for a second. It's not a consistent always thing. And when the whole set is like revolving around, it's kind of proppy. I
don't think her whole set revolved around the dog. It was weird to me that she.
I think you can have a good debate about it. Is what I think. Whether or not being pregnant is a prop or not.
I think.
Did she mention the dog at all?
She does mention the dog. Prop. You're in the audience. Prop. Hack. But I think more with her, it's like her whole life is the dog is her prop. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of women that have these little toy dogs and they're trying to incorporate them more into their life than Tammy incorporates into hers to show they love animals more. Right? Because there's some girls that don't get it and they just actually like try and get involved with all these fucking weird animals to be like, oh, I'm more into animals than you are. A lot of girls like, I want to have a latte and like a little dog and I'll just pet him more than you pet him. I'm not going to adopt a fucking 3-legged
Have you seen my electric eel?
Yeah. It's endangered. I have special water. It's only in Evian. So this girl, though, she's a comedian, but she does this one type of video sometimes. No, she does other shit. She's a very lovely woman, but she does these really cheesy. Well, let's just watch.
Okay, sure.
It's like 11 minutes, maybe 14.
All right, let's get it. Let's dig in.
Bartender's like, what can I get you? And the penguin's like, I don't know, are you on the menu? And the bartender's like, I don't know, is that a wedding ring on your fin? And the penguin is like, you don't want me to get into that, it's a long story. And the bartender's like, I'm here all night. And the penguin's like, all right, well, yes, I am technically married, but she marched out on me years ago. And the bartender's like, that's weird. I thought penguins mated for life. And the penguin's like, yeah, we're supposed to, but it's actually all my fault. I was having an affair with her brother Greg, and she found out and flew into a rage. But not really. She's a penguin. She can't fly, but you know what I mean. And the bartender's like, why would you do that? And the penguin is like, I don't have a logical answer, and I know it's bad, but meeting Greg was a lot like when I was a younger penguin.
That may be part of the draw for this
And I had
video.
only been on the
think it
snow,
is.
and I was really awkward.
I think I
And
know a
then
video
one
sticking out in
day,
your mind
they let us
tonight.
go in the ocean for the first time, and I suddenly had all this grace and immediately knew that that's where I belonged. And Greg was my ocean, and the bartender's like, then
That's
why
usually
isn't
when
he
I'm
here?
done. I'm out at that point.
And the penguin is like, yeah.
Oh, by the second Greg.
And the bartender's like, I'm so sorry. And the penguin's like, I couldn't handle it, so I just left after it happened. And the bartender's like, I was wondering what a penguin was doing in Texas. And the penguin is like, well, I'm actually headed to the Mexican border wall. The bartender's like, why are you going there? And the penguin's like, I heard I could work for ICE.
So, you know, she does these super animal-oriented little
So
jokes
penguin
like
walks
this.
in the bar,
So
and the bartender's
She,
like,
so here's the
"Oh,
draw for me.
and the
She's
penguin-
cute. They're funny.
And full stop. Full stop.
no, screw
No,
that.
here's-
they
no.
are funny because she does put a lot of...
If she was unattractive, would you have thought it was funny? Because let's be honest, it's not funny.
some of them are funny, though. This is not the best one, but this is a pretty good one. They're funny because she does these...
No,
it's always,
let's be honest. It's not funny.
I think it's funny.
I didn't hear you laughing, buddy.
Well, I mean, because I've seen these like a bunch of times, you know. It's not maybe like a laugh out loud thing, but I think it's clever.
It's she's hot.
It's how many animal things she puts in. And she's got the dog. She goes back to her dog. Her dog's got like this fucking condition where he's always like, looks like he's like fucking half stone.
Oh man, dude, my name draw today is too bad for this. I can't even whip this up. Continue talking. I'll think of it. Go.
Well, I was just saying, it's not just that she's hot. It is that helps that she's hot. But just think it's cute that she does these things. It's always the same music. She does this story where she puts all these little animal puns in there. It's funny to me. It's like dad humor. It's like dad humor with a hot chick and her little dog.
Let's try to find one. Look, let's try to find. We want to go to her reels.
Yeah, I think it's her reels.
You tell me which one to.
Keep going. I mean, she does them like once every couple of weeks, but she's
Yeah.
posting like pretty regularly, I guess. It's
I
funny because
I would assume one of these are.
Yeah, go do one of those.
But I mean, are you sure?
Yeah, I mean, none of them are going to be like riotously funnier than that one, you know. But like I don't.
Greg.
That might just be is that a reel? Let's see. Is that one?
These are all reels.
So a butterfly walks in the
Okay,
bar.
here we
It's
go.
like, I'll take one rose. And the bartender's like, it's pronounced rose, but sure. Can I see some ID? And the butterfly hands
You're
her
not
the
even
ID.
reading what you
Bartender's like, this is just a photo of a caterpillar. And the butterfly's like, it's an old photo. The bartender's like, well, if I knew you just transitioned, I would have offered you a Bud Light. But I see why you got the wine. You know, you guys have both aged very nicely. And the butterfly's like, don't talk to me like that unless you're trying to spread these wings. And the bartender's like, wait, are you gay? And the butterfly's like, yeah, all butterflies are gay. What heterosexual thing would call itself a giant swallowtail? And the bartender's like, oh, well, I guess that's a whole different meaning to butterfly stroke, but wait, are moths gay too? And the butterfly's like, of course. Why do you think they're so attracted to flaming things?
It is a
Bartender's
joke.
like, I had no idea.
It is
And the
wordplay.
butterfly's
That's what it is.
like,
It's just like
yeah.
wordplay. She
But
does
is
these
it
little
is
things.
it
I
what I
prefer
would
it that
be
way,
like?
'cause
Hey,
once
dude, you got to
girls
see this
become
hilarious
gay, like, they
thing.
start talking to me like, yes, monarch, like you pollinate and stuff like that. It's just
You know,
and the bartender's like,
here's
well,
what I'm
I'm
thinking
glad I know
though.
now.
We need more big-titted female comedians on this show, because I think
We start with one, and
I think we can draw in. Let's look at how funny she is.
So a snake walks into a bar.
No, the other one was funnier. You're too clothed in that. Oh, here we go. This one looks hilarious.
Oh, she does a lot of these things.
This one
puts
looks-
these things on butts.
Oh yeah, this one's hilarious.
Well, that's like her thing too. She likes to put funny shit on, because usually just says juicy.
Yeah.
What does it matter what the hell it says,
It doesn't.
You imagine
I wasn't reading
defiling her. That's what you walk around doing,
here
is
we go.
defiling women with your eyes.
So a Shetland pony walks into the bar, and the bartender's like, "What can I get you?" And the pony's like, "I don't know. I guess I'll just have a Chardonnay." The bartender's like, "Will that be in a bottle or glass?" The pony's like, "Definitely a bottle. I just got horrible."
A lot of animals at bars. So
That's-
far, I'm
that's
seeing a
what it
running.
is.
It's all animals, all bars.
All animals walking into a bar for the most
So
part.
she almost has like a Mad Libs thing you just fill out with different animals. So, okay, horse walks into a bar, sits down to the bartender who's rhino. Ah, perfect.
Yeah.
This might be an inappropriate
Yeah.
question.
You're like, yeah.
Do horses-
Yeah, I mean, it's you have to be a level of clever to put it in, because she is actually funny with them. Like, if you sat down to do one right now, or if I sat down to do one right now, it wouldn't be quite as funny as what she's putting in. I know she's just throwing them together because she's a comedian.
Right.
In her downtime, wants to fucking dress her dog up, and she's like, I just can't put videos of me dressing my dog up. How about if I played this slow music and told
And took
weird
my-
animal walks into a
With
bar
my
joke?
tits out.
But the tits are not even featured very heavily in most of them.
I bet
honestly.
you the ones where it is, it's like almost double the amount of views. Let's hear. What was the one that you sent was? Oh, wait, that one didn't have that many. Oh, 1.3. Let's see how. This is the most viewed one. How out do you think her tits are?
One point-
Oh, they're the most out.
Are
they?
Yeah, that's like a sheer shirt that you can like. There's no shirt basically.
I'm gonna need to see some ID. And pass my hands over the ID. Bartender
See?
looks at it and is like,
Oh no, yeah, it's just a
"Your
spaghetti
name is
strap,
Possum.
and she just has her
And
hair very
Possum's like, "No,
ever.
no,
tattoos that
Oh,
looks like a
Possum?
kid drawing
I'm
an arm with
Irish."
crayon.
And the bartender.
That is a
goes,
very common thing. I mean, well, does she have kids or maybe a
There was
cousin?
a girl, I remember making a thing a couple years ago. A girl won Wimbledon, and she had these tats. Dude, they were like, like a jailhouse tat is not filled in, right? And it's like
Yeah.
always denim blue and faded. She had like 10 of those on her arms. And, like the girl at Wimbledon you usually think of is like, I don't know,
Not tatted.
prim and proper. And
Yeah.
she has her tea time. You know that they're actually just spending 20 hours a day playing tennis wherever they're from. But you see the tats and you're like, how the fuck did that girl win Wimbledon? She's got like a fucking...
It's just a tattoo.
It looks like she literally was in prison and like someone was just going to town on her fucking arms.
My sister's got a tattoo on her arm, and it is a kid's drawing. It's her kid's drawing, so it looks like it's like some stick figure.
My brother has got a couple of tattoos. My older brother was like legit old school tattoo. Like he got him and he was like, no, it was fucking Satan riding a motorcycle. I didn't like that. So we changed it to fucking Daredevil riding fucking whatever. And then
Unicycle.
by the he only lived into like his early 40s. He passed away tragically, but he had he had a lot of tattoos in like the early 90s when they were not anywhere near as big as they are
When
now.
people
30
looked at
years
you and like went to the other side of the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had those ones. That's what he was going for. He's like, look, you think this would intimidate the fuck? He was a big dude already. Mm-hmm. And he was all about that. You know what I mean? Like the way that you were, when we were just talking, when you start looking at numbers on the thing, you're just like, that's how he is. When we'll be like, what's going on? Did that guy just look at me? Is he giving me a fucking look?
Hold on right now, Greg.
Yeah. He wouldn't even say, he'd just be like, hold on. Hey, you got a fucking problem. And I'd be like, he was always the guy that had to know who has a fucking problem.
Who's got the problem?
Yeah.
Like a psychiatrist. He just wanted to know everyone's problems.
I'll fucking fix you right up.
I'll
motherfucker.
tune you up.
I'll tune you up. He does have some good fucking stories like that.
Well,
It's all right. So that's it for Madison Sinclair. I think she's
Madison
hot.
Sinclair is
I think
hot.
that they're funny. I do like her little, because it's not like a 1 minute thing. I'm scrolling through my feed. I told you what my feed is.
it's all. I get it. Your feed is
Women
all
that could barely
scantily
live.
clad. Yes, because they're
No, it's not so much scantily clad. It's like, how could she live with
How
a
could
body
she-
like
yeah,
that?
how could she live
Why
with a
would
body
they
like
allow
that?
that to happen to her? Is
it's
that
a
against
it's an
the genius-
abomination of human science, and then
Yeah.
and then it comes to her, and it's you don't feel so bad looking at it because she's actually trying to make content that's not just
She's trying to bridge the gap
trying to bridge the gap
between scantily
So you
clad
see it and you're
nonsense
like, oh,
and regular
ooh,
nonsense.
finally a little break.
And I just think it's funny because the dog is actually like, he's got some type of thing, like
He's a Chihuahua.
dog Parkinson or something. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Chihuahuas probably only live 6 years, and she's like, I only have a little bit of time with him. I haven't actually looked into it enough to see if the dog has something, but you know, she's doing really well in that war of rich women against each other, trying to outdo each other with the little fucking lap
She's like,
dogs.
I did mine on stage. He's listed in the credits. They have to pay him.
Yeah, I married my dog. Top that bitch. I'm legally married to this Chihuahua.
That's right. He gets everything. If
He
I
gets
die.
everything, and he's trying to kill me.
How you feel about this?
All right, so now we've moved from the mentally ill to like just a broke ass dude trying to do something. I like that. It makes me feel better.
Yeah. So you look. He's got the controller on his foot. Does it look? Oh, does he catch it? Caught it. Yeah. Dude. Look at this carpet. Are those butts?
I don't know, but the way he's walking on them, you can tell that they've been there for a while.
Yeah, that's just a part of the floor.
Like if you walked across your rug here and you stepped on something anywhere near that size, you'd be like, "What the fuck?" He's just like, "Oh, they're not that big today." So now the wind will blow them all into the corner.
No, now they're like kind of they're a part of the carpet at this point. The carpet. He's got the mattress
The
halfway.
floor is not even carpet; it's linoleum. But there's so many butts that
It's
if you
just-
walk over them and you never leave your 800 square foot apartment, your 600 square foot apartment.
That's a butt carpet rug. That's a
butt
butt
carpet.
Butt carpet. Yeah, he's got his, blown out mattress halfway into his kitchen in his living room or his den. I don't know what you want to. He's doing backflips onto it with his.
I'm doing a little geoguesser here because this guy's not in like Manhattan. Where do you think this is in?
Well, this is a trailer, so it's anywhere a trailer's going to be.
You think it's a trailer?
I know.
What are
I know
the
it
telltale
is.
signs it's a trailer?
I feel like the
Besides the fact of how he's dressed
I'm
with no shoes and his mattress is half in the
I'm
kitchen.
pretty sure the wall is right here, which means it's a double wide, or just a single wide. I'm sorry.
3/4 wide. Do they make those?
I mean, if you want, I'm sure they do. Can we do a half wide?
I like to domestically abuse, but I don't want to be walking all over the place. Can you just make it real
We
time?
reach out and touch her. Yeah, but this is like a single wide. I'm pretty sure the wall, just the way the light's coming in right here. I think this is the wall.
Wow, you're like
right
you're like
there.
House, but for trailers. He's called.
I've been in trailers all day
He's
long.
called Double Wide. It's a show where he's a
Well,
medical
there's-
examiner that just knows trailers. Hold on, there's camper light on his face.
Single-minded, double-wided. Is that a single wide?
Dude, that'd be a great show, House.
No.
And like he's doing all this special, like he obviously got shot by his neighbor, or he got stabbed by his ex-girlfriend who lives 2 trailers down. Hold on, no, he's chewing juicy fruit. That's not new. That's not local to these parts. They usually chew. Do you know Lucky Strikes makes cigarettes, by the way, right now?
Lucky Strike?
Lucky Strike
has
used to
always
be-
made cigarettes.
Yes, they always did. Now, I think the only reason people smoke them is because I just was in the store buying gum. Guy in front of me bought cigarettes. I'll get Lucky Strikes. Give me 2 packs.
They're super cheap.
They're super cheap. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like what everybody smoked 50 years ago. 60
Really?
years ago. Yeah. They didn't have filters.
That's what James Dean smoked.
Yeah, dude. They didn't have filters.
You can still get non-filters, I think.
I know. What the fuck? You gotta
But
be.
they're super cheap.
I guess Lucky Strikes though are super cheap because I think a regular pack of cigarettes is like $8 more, $8 or more, and those were like $4.
Yeah, it's pretty nice,
That's
dude.
cheap ass. I just thought the cheapest ones were like the cigarettes that are called like no frills.
They're called like Senecas. That's like just the name of the tribe that rolls them up.
I don't think it's that
Cherokee
exotic.
Golds.
When I was a kid, well, no, not when I was a kid. My dad smoked like name brand cigarettes when I was a kid. I think he smoked. Fuck, I don't remember what he smoked. But for like the last 10 years or so that he smoked a cigarette called, and I don't think it was named after the tribe. Basic Ultralights. Is what they were called.
That's right.
Can't get much cheaper, man.
Yeah, my
Cheap ass
my
buds.
pop smokes Senecas,
Senecas.
which is it's like this. I don't know. They're super cheap though.
Yeah. I think I know what's happening here.
I just thought it was an adorable kid.
Is that what is that? Is that like a dirty sex magazine he's kissing?
Yeah. See.
Oh, it's wrapped up. It's so filthy. We can't even. Oh my God! Wait. Now this is a topic. I want to ask you this question.
Sure. Yes.
Do you know that you cannot just go watch porn in certain states like Texas?
Yes.
I just learned about this yesterday from
Yeah,
Two
so
Bears.
you know how so many comedians live in Austin right now?
Yeah.
And so all of that whole cycle, that whole group of people that have moved to Austin and now are in Austin,
They all bitched about it.
they talk about it constantly.
That's so weird. I did hear about it on a Texas comedian. It was a Two Bears was just recently on where Ron White was the guest host. And they were talking. They mentioned it like, yeah, we've talked about this 1,000 times. I'm like, what?
It's a thing. So they all know. So the comedians that fly into town to do that circuit, it's like one of the thing. Like Greg Fitzsimmons was just because he just had a release, special release on YouTube. So he's doing the circuit, and yeah, he was on.
So you can only do it on a VPN or this
VPN
is what I've learned. Pornhub is like, we're not even going through all the extra shit, so we're just out. You can't get us in Texas unless you're on a VPN. And then all the other sites. They're going to be fined $10,000 a day if they don't comply with this rule that says you need to make the person take a picture of their license and then take a picture of themselves to make sure they match their license and show they're over 18.
Yeah. It's like
so you're literally like signing on to the filthiest site you've ever seen and going, can we have your social security number and a picture we can send to the school? We just want to send something to your kid's school. It's so fucking crazy. And then, and I sent that to Devin, of course, his favorite response. I said there should be a T-shirt that said, yeah, I already saw that on the internet. That's like his fucking line. He was like, yeah, well documented. Everyone knows this is not news. And I went, okay. And he went, but it does push people, which makes sense. It's just pushing people out of those. There's like 10 or 12 sites that seem fairly safe. There's enough money from the ad revenue that they're going to make sure they got at least one kid that's like trying to stop the clickbait shit from coming in and fucking with you. But there's a million sites that are just like that. So that's probably what people in Texas are now resorting to. They're not just going to stop whacking off the porn. No. They're going to slide over to, crazy or lesser known sites that are more likely going to mess with your computer. Nice work, Texas.
Yeah. Much more. Well, I mean, when they do, they still have to take their picture and stuff.
Except, there's a lot of sites that are like, they're not going to, we're under the radar. They don't care. I'm sure there's a ton of sites.
I'm sure there is something you can do, but yeah. Like, or
because
pushing,
there was
pushing
a world,
people to VPNs and pushing people to.
There was a world before the big porn kind of coagulated into like 10 or 12 big sites. Before that, you were kind of just randomly jumping around. I mean, as what I've heard.
What I've heard, it was more like. There wasn't these like sort of amalgamation websites that kind of pull everything together. There was like, you went to very specific, it was almost like production studio.
Every click was like, is this going to shut my computer down?
What's going to happen now?
I can't even, nothing I can do about it. Look at those things. Boom.
It was the Wild West, man.
Yeah. And so now they're pushed. I just learned about that, so it was very interesting to me.
Again, just want to see how you feel.
Dumbass. What the fuck? What the fuck? I don't even. Why would?
Do you want to watch it again? So you obviously get it. So there's nothing. It's not like there's. It's not like Train Spotting. We know what's going on, right?
Yeah. I like that. There's like a live thing in that drawer. Or whatever was that? Like a
rooster?
It was a cat. Oh, okay. I'm assuming that this is the same guy in the Spider-Man costume. That was the first one?
No, it's almost like he's watching somebody online and being like, "Hey, I'm going to do that." There's a lot of that type of.
So
video.
I don't get it. You got to explain to me why the painting.
I think. Oh no! I was trying to pause it and it did something else. The painting is just kind of to block it from blowing his nads off. 99% positive he's just got the painting to protect himself. God dang it. I didn't want to have to. But I mean, there's a lot of force in that firecracker. It completely destroys and like shatters the table. I don't think he was anticipating that.
Yeah. I know. Versus what the other guy, like, you don't know how hard that hit that guy in the face. How hard do you think the first guy got hit in the face?
Not as hard, but I think it was a smaller firecracker too.
You do? This looked like it was still.
This one is like looks a little bigger. Looks like very beefy. Here we go. Ready?
I've never understood the motivation for guys to do this type of shit.
For exactly what we're doing right now. Watching it, going, what the fuck? Ready? Worth it. Look at this. It's fucked up. I want to skip this next one. This one.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Okay. Okay. What kind of 40-year-old broad maybe in her car, loaded with rubbers. She's gonna use it as a glove.
She's putting it over the parking brake. All right.
She's putting it over the parking brake. She's practicing putting rubbers on stuff. She's like practicing to be a hooker.
I don't know what's happening, dude. And nobody knows in the comments either. So let's go to her website. Let's go to her
I love
thing.
how you look to the comments for answers. Like, these people collectively know.
You
It's
get
like a
some
bunch
idea.
of 14-year-old kids that are like, I was just whacking off and this ruined my
Just ruined my whack off.
ruined my mojo.
211 followers. 211,000 followers.
Wow.
And like this only has 38 likes.
She live in her car?
I don't know. she's got dong bags and she's just putting them over stuff.
Wow. She works at Planned Parenthood or near a Planned Parenthood where they don't mind if she takes handfuls of rubbers.
They never mind.
She just throws them in her car.
That's what they're there for, Greg.
For this?
Well, the Planned Parenthood
That
never
stick
never
shift
mind.
is already covered with one.
Yeah,
And-
so is the parking brake.
And is the parking brake. Now she's putting another one on the parking brake.
Oh, let me take this one off. Replace it.
So, okay, so my guess maybe is like her very restrictive like religious relatives were like, you are not going to do sex videos. And she went, that's fine. And she went out and did like the most close.
It was something that is arguably worse. They were like, honey, we'd rather you just fuck on camera.
Honey, Martha,
you
you
just
better
suck-
come in and see what your daughter's doing. What the hell is she doing?
God dang it, Charlotte. Can't you just suck a dick on camera like a normal girl?
No, sure they're happy that she's doing this.
Everyone's wondering what the fuck is wrong. Are you okay? Everyone's wondering what the fuck is the matter with you. Nobody in the comments knows what the fuck's going on. Are you on meth? What the fuck is my algorithm doing? Children will not know what social media is after seeing this. What is this? A paid advertisement? That poor car?
She literally is just putting him on the stick shift and the parking brake over and over.
She got a problem for real. What the fuck? Yeah, dude. Look at this. Look at this one. She does the old reverse McGillicuddy. Look.
I mean, I think it's just trying to say that, like, there's like a million. There's a great Simpsons episode I think back to where Mr. Burns is showing his vast fortune. He's got everything, including a million monkeys and a million typewriters down in the basement. Soon they will have written the greatest novel. And he just goes to the first random monkey and pulls the paper off and he says, "It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. You stupid monkey." That's what the internet is. It's a million monkeys and a million typewriters. And this girl's like,
We're way off in the fucking fringes, man.
way off in the fringes.
Way off in the dark. And this, I'm thinking there's a two-pronged draw.
Wait,
to one.
we're way off into the dark. We are at our own typewriter in the high 900,000.
Yes.
But she is even further out there.
She's even further out.
We're not resorting to tacky putting rubbers on shit. You suggested that, actually.
I did.
Putting rubbers on parking brakes.
I said
And
it's working, dude.
Think we could do more.
It's working for people.
It's working for the neighborhood. Let's bring it on the internet.
Putting dong bags on your mic. I think there's a two-pronged draw to the videos.
Okay.
And I think one is some sort of very niched fetish. Where people, like, I know there's like rubber fetishes where people wear like all rubber suits.
No pun intended, but it's a stretch, my friend. That's a stretch.
I don't think it is.
To be-
I think they're watching this girl just like open rubbers. To a person, I think there is, and I think the other draw of why people are watching this is because nobody can figure out what exactly is going on, and there people are very interested in.
She's got a very Helena Bonham Carter vibe from Fight Club.
Yes, yeah, you're right.
You're like, she's live in this car. She probably does live in this car.
How did she come up with doing this? How did she know this would take off?
Right.
My thought is maybe she does some like.
She's not when she's not done with this. She doesn't get in her car and go, all right, now I'm just gonna fix my hair up and go to the UTC and go have a fucking boba tea. Or whatever.
You don't think so? What do you think she does?
I think she goes and fucks a fucking psychiatric patient that lives in a fucking abandoned house.
You think because it's her boyfriend, or because she's in? Do you think she's in sex work?
I don't even know if she actually does have sex with him. I feel like that's what she thinks she's doing.
Well, for him, it's sex. She's just opening condoms and rolling it on.
By herself. She might drive to a parking lot and fucking start punching the windows and be like, "Oh, fuck the owner."
Dude. So you think
that's what she's going for?
So you think she's a total loose cannon?
I don't know.
I want to tell. Let me tell you this. What was the girl with the dog?
Those videos right there show you that she's not a total loose cannon. She definitely is
these are pictures. All her videos are this. Those pictures. What was the comedian's name with the dog?
Madison Sinclair.
She got more followers than Madison Sinclair did.
She does? How many followers does Madison Sinclair?
180,000.
Wow. Okay. 211,000 people are watching that.
Yes. And it's not because the 3 pictures. Because those are the only
outside.
3 pictures.
What is she going to put the rubber on now?
Tree. Dude, I think putting...
On a peach.
I think putting condoms on things is a fetish.
I don't know, dude. I think there's 211,000 people just like you that clicked it. Like,
well, let's Google it. Let's find out.
What do we find out? What do you type in?
I'm going to type is putting condoms onto
random
objects
against God's will.
Obviously, that is. Do women put condoms on dildos? Is putting condoms on random objects a fetish? 56 kinks, fetishes, and terms you show.
Object sexuality?
I don't know.
I mean, when you're 16, yeah, any portal. Any port in a storm.
Any port in a storm, baby. Well, I don't know, dude.
All right, well, we'll just have to assume that yes, I guess, but also I think it's A, she's a chick, right? If I'm doing this, no one's watching, and B, she's got she's doing it in a method that's like,
yeah,
she's not methed out doing it low energy. She's at the Helena Bonham Carter energy level of Fight Club, and that she's tapping into something. There's a reason that character was popular too. She's got a plastic jug of gazpacho. Where the hell does she live? Where can you get gazpacho by the quart? Is that English?
That is gazpacho. It's
but what's the brand though? Is that like Cyrillic?
No. I mean, she could. It's anywhere.
Dude,
I mean,
have you in your life? I give you a week, $1,000 if you can go find a quart of gazpacho sold like that.
Get a nice gazpacho. Want some nice gazpacho soup? You know, when I go, I want some nice gazpacho soup. Christy gets really mad at me.
She doesn't like it.
You know, because she doesn't like when I say the word soup after it.
Oh,
she says it's redundant, and I said,
she's like a gazpacho warrior,
a Gestapo gazpacho.
Now let me get back online. Wrong. Don't say soup. It's already a soup.
She's a gazpacho Gestapo. I gotta get back to our Oh, don't worry. I've got it on lock. We got some fun ones here. So
that reminded me of that video that you used to send at work
I'm going to teach you one of the best relationship hacks there is, which is treat your...
Go on. I'm very interested. What I used to
It was, we would like, when there was like a tricky shipment or something, you would send a picture. It was like maybe a Fast and Furious clip. Not a clip, but it was like a guy in a sports car trying to get into a Mack truck or from a Mack truck, maybe to a sports car.
Oh, right.
He's like laying on the
Fast and Furious.
Yeah. I used to love that little pic. It just would come around. First couple times I saw it, I was like, okay, that's fun. But then after it becomes a thing, I'm like, I like that picture. I think I found it somewhere after, so I could send it around. And Matt used to send one that I liked.
Yeah.
That used to make me laugh. It was like his complaining, but like he feels like he's doing too much complaining, so he's on to complain. It's a little kid up on the glass, and he's just got his mouth on the glass. And he's like, That was cute. I like that.
Like, hey, I'm waiting. Like, come on, respond, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to reach out to you any minute now. Is this price good?
He would send it out actually in a wide variety of situations, but I did like the little kid.
Yeah, and then I
It's very similar to the little kid the little Patton Oswalt.
The one that I sent the one that I sent the most was Ross Perot.
You did?
Dude, that's
What was the Ross Perot one?
It was just a picture of Ross Perot that I would send anytime everyone was like into sending pictures. Ross Perot.
Oh, okay. You just send that out into the fray. Ross Perot.
It was always Ross Perot, and then they started getting really mad at it. James and Matt started getting really upset and pissed at it, and then it kind of like broke again, and like it got funny again, and it went through the waves of it being funny and not funny. So I want you to let's restart this.
I'm going to teach you one of the best relationship hacks there is, which is to treat your partner like a dog or a cat. I'm Fred. I'm here with Shanti the cat. I've been a relationship-saving marriage counselor for over 25 years. Follow me for more. When I was single, one time when I was dating a woman, she said to me, I wish you talked to me and treated me as good as you talk to and treat your cat. I loved that cat, and how I talked and treated that cat was me at my best in relationship. I vowed myself from that time forward I would talk to and treat her and everybody in my life from then on as good as I talked to and treated that cat.
This guy lives at one of those frequencies that I just block out of my life. I'm sorry.
He's like, so I started treating her like a cat.
No, I'm a marriage counselor.
It's dinner time. Come here. You want me? Let me pet you.
Let me pull this out of the box. Oh, there's a big one.
Don't go to those floorboards. Please ignore the smell. Don't worry, the flies will go away in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I don't like that guy. I want to move on to the next video.
You don't like that guy at all? Was it his eyebrows?
Yeah, it was his whole...
Dude, it's the craziest advice ever.
It's the craziest advice.
Treat your spouse like a dog.
He's also old enough. Like, I can put up with a lot of shit like the meow meow guy because he's like 28. Yeah. But this guy's like 55. When you're still fucked up like this at 55...
Dude, you can almost see the seams in his human suit. You know what I mean? Like, he's so clearly like...
But he's a dude.
Are we made to believe that this is a human being?
I mean, it's a dude that's out there in the world doing his thing, and he's been doing it for 55 years. To guarantee you, if he was married, she's a specimen also, and he's not married, and there's no kids, thankfully, a guy like that.
No, but he's like a marriage counselor, and his advice, is, ready? Treat your spouse like your dog.
And the voice, too, is like, come on, dude.
I have the best marriage advice. It's helped me out. Treat your spouse like a dog or a cat. Dude, it's so fucking crazy. I've seen how people treat dogs.
Yeah, dude. I imagine the people that treat their spouses
Doc,
poorly.
I've been treating my wife like a dog for years. That's why we're here, Doc. Oh, sorry. I kind of forgot what that one was. So when I heard him say it again, it's just so insane.
It's not just what he's saying that's annoying. That is annoying. It's how he says it. That's almost even more annoying.
It's just an offensive.
And then looking at his face is a third layer of
I know, because you're not a real, like you're something wearing a person suit, right? You're something else inside of a person suit. That's
what it is. I think that pisses me off so much, because most of the time when I'm looking at something, you're doing some level of geo-guessr with someone like, where are they? All right, this guy has an office job. He lives
you're piecing together your Sherlock Holmes.
With this guy, you're at such a lower level. Like Maslow's hierarchy says, you can't get to the next need until you're there. You're never going to get off the ground with this guy, because you're just like, what the fuck is his deal? And it's infuriating.
Why do you look like an animatronic at Disney, dude? You look like the Abe Lincoln dyed his eyebrows red.
An animatronic to like help kids identify creepy pedophiles.
You know what, Greg? Beautiful eyes, though. Beautiful eyes, though. Matching his nice blue shirt.
That is a very nice shirt.
And made even better by his eyes. Beautiful.
Looks like he has not gone outside in 27 years.
Yeah, he wears lots of sunscreen.
I don't even think he goes outside. I don't.
Well, my cats are indoor cats, okay?
I mean, what am I going to do?
What am I going to do?
I go get Punky's food.
I gotta go spend... I keep time with the...
Where does he live? Where does this guy live? What can you tell from here? He's got a nice shirt, so he's not out in like the sticks.
Chicago.
Chicago?
I want to say he lives in a city, artsy city. He's kind of keeps himself in that he very crusty. Wants to be
Not
around.
LA though. You're feeling more like a Midwest.
I don't think
vibe?
it's LA, and I don't think it's New York.
Because maybe those places are too tough, and a guy like this is like, I'm not even gonna fucking.
It's definitely it's definitely a
Fuck
city.
them. They don't deserve us. It's just gonna be me and you, Pinky,
Me and the kitty.
me and the kitty.
My wife left. I don't know why. Kept
What a handsome. What
I
a
kept
handsome.
giving her
ghoul.
treats every time I came home from work. I gave her treats. She left me.
Look at her over there. Look at her over there. She's putting a portal up right over there. You see that? She's putting a portal up. Right over there. She's putting up a portal. I see her putting a portal up. She's putting portals up, dude. I see. Do you guys see her putting a portal up? Right where that fog is.
So is that real? Do you think he's really
Yeah.
super crazy chemtrail paranoid?
Yes, he's a crazy person. All of his videos are just
This guy looks like he works a job though, and like he can not be nuts enough to like make 100.
yeah. He
court
does look
payments.
normal, but he is definitely a loon. He's
Not doing it to try and get some followers.
I mean, he could be, but he's got two different accounts. Look, see how this one is followed. So this one is Eric Anthony
Geep.
Geep, and then this one is Tober Williams.
Okay, and that's him.
No, it's not. No, but he's like maybe if I go here, I think it'll be like liked by him.
Just completed. Basically in English.
You found his other account.
He's
though?
got two accounts.
And what's the other
yeah.
account?
It's the exact same thing. There's nothing different. He posts the same. It's not the same videos, but it's the same. Like he'll just log into one and start posting, and every single one is like a complete flight of fancy, like wording. He'll be like, yeah, so I had a dog yesterday, and the coffee was too hot, so I got in the Corvette. Next thing I knew, Jumanji, bro. You seen that movie? It's great. I one time it's just like.
He's just super ADD and
It's not. Well, I think that kind of talk is reserved only for like schizophrenics, like that pure. It's not even word association where you're like,
mention this that goes to that.
Right.
Goes to that. He's just like random.
it's just complete random. And then there's one that's more normal. It's like what psychologists use to categorize. But when you're in that level of thinking where it's like no normal person can like consciously kind of understand what you're saying.
So what's the draw to this guy? You like sometimes seeing in the mind of a crazy guy?
Yeah, I just like seeing. I want to see how it makes other people feel.
Especially these spots going from Texas to Florida. But yeah, I would have listened to Myron and my
He's always like looking around his house.
dad given to me by the United States government. A little more. Probably could have been out by 32.
Ooh, sorry, that was killing my vibe.
Dude, every time you bring these fucking crazy guys to me, I'm like, I could go fucking visit them at a fucking institutional type setting if I wanted to see these fucking guys. I mean, I guess I like that they are able to put it out into the world because just like we're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're just putting it out into the void. It is nice to be able to do that. And if your thing is walking around staring at every crevice in your walls, imagining these chemtrails and all kinds of crazy shit coming at you, then... I just read a book recently though where it was interesting. It was talking about this guy who was like a farmer that didn't know anything about the internet. The book was about the son. He had moved to Chicago, started his life. He doesn't get along with his dad anymore. And then it was about the backstory of the family out in Kansas. And the dad sits down at his computer, plunks his computer right down on the kitchen table, logs in, and then he just starts reading stuff, and everything's echo chamber, right? You're like, you hear, oh my God, they're putting a fluoride will kill people.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go into Google, which is the
Right.
computer, and people are telling you there's all this information. You type in, is fluoride killing me? What do you get? You only get people talking about that.
Yeah.
So then you're like, holy shit. And so the guy, and then you start talking, if you're into it, you start talking to those people, and they, of course, espouse these other crazy theories. And it's just this echo chamber thing.
Yes, you get yourself into that group,
And we
now
feel
you're
like,
inside
how
that
could
group.
you let that get sucked into that? But like
Easily.
if you've never been involved with the computer world before, and you start with that, you baby step into it. Next thing you know, you're some old farmer that like wouldn't believe any of this shit except you've gotten sucked in. You've put enough time into it. Now you do believe in flat Earth and fucking vaccination problems, and it's scary. It's scary.
It is scary. I
But
don't think that guy is that case.
you don't. You think
That
he's-
guy?
Yeah,
No,
you
that
just think
guy's
he's
that guy's just a loony.
His
a loony.
schizophrenia comes from within. It's not external.
Yeah, no, I don't think he kind of like went through the internet and got that way because there is no rational thought.
He's same thinking. He's same thing. Yeah, I didn't steal that joke.
What is-
I came up with chemtrails by myself.
Well, no, he doesn't. He didn't mention. He hasn't.
No, he didn't. But it's in that
But
same
it's-
vein.
Portals and just none of it makes sense. It's legitimate. There's no sense to be made of it. He's like attacking people. There was some lady, which I think might have been his mother in one of the videos, and she was like fixing the. She was working on the dishwasher, and he just started screaming that she's trying to attack him, and then posted that video. And she's like sitting there like. And he goes, "See, she's trying to hit me. You're trying to hit me again," and like yelling at her. And one of his favorite pastimes is just wearing like a camo shirt and then going and sitting down just outside the property of a military school. And he goes, "People drive him down here. They think I'm in the military. I don't know why." Just dude, and he's a lunatic. It's not like, oh, he's one of those guys that just kind of got caught up with the internet stuff and flat earth chemtrails.
straight up lunatic,
He's just,
You know what I just
he needs
thought?
lithium, bro.
You know what I thought would be something that you would do well at? I think you'd enjoy doing it. Is what if you took a bunch of these people's feeds and started meshing the videos? Like you could have like shirtless savage, then this guy, then the aluminum people, and then this guy going, "Do you see that? They open a portal right there." And you could have like a whole
story.
this whole universe of these people. It's kind of happening now because superheroes were like superheroes, right? Like the big comic books drove the superhero narrative. Then people went, "No, let's do a DC world." Because the money, the DC world and a Marvel world. But then like M. Night Shyamalan did his own
Like Glass.
and Unbreakable, and he did his own super. And one of the guys is like
Yeah, they're on like an
schizophrenic.
insane-
The guy
yeah.
is schizophrenic. The guy that plays the big beast guy. And then then there's that show on Prime that's got like it's the alternate universe where the superheroes are like assholes, kind of.
It's real. It's more real. Isn't it called
The Boys.
The Boys?
Did you ever see it?
No, it's it was originally a comic written by Garth Ennis, though, the guy that wrote Preacher. So I've heard
I can't. I watched some of it. I can't because the guy that plays Homelander is such a fucking asshole.
That's
It
the whole
bothers
thing,
me.
yeah.
It bothers me. He's such a fucking asshole. I can't even watch it.
It's so bad. It's like when I was trying
I just watched the first season.
It's
Because
like how Skylar's such a bitch. I can't watch Breaking Bad.
It's so funny. It's Skylar. For me, it's Todd, the guy that imprisons Jesse at the end. He's like with that gang of guys.
Yeah.
And they like lock him in and make them. I fucking hate that guy. He's like the
But that's like he's not there till like the end, right?
right. He's not there to the end.
Dude, Skylar's there from the beginning, just being.
Did you
a
not finish
bitch.
Breaking Bad?
I watched the whole thing.
Okay, yeah, me
But
too.
Skylar's a bitch the whole time.
Yeah, that's funny that you hate
It made
Skylar.
it was so bad. There was many episodes where I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
Skylar? That's
She's
so
such
funny.
a bitch, dude. She
She's
ruins
such
everything.
a minor character, too.
No, she's a huge character. She's the reason for everything.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
No, to the only extent. It's like her whole
But she's
thing.
not even in many episodes. She's in
a lot of them, bro. She's like a big part. Her bitchiness is like a part of so many episodes. It's dude. There's a whole world of Skylar's a bitch.
All right.
There's like a whole entire
Dude,
thing
one of
where
my favorite
everyone-
sites is there's just a site that where Skylar's talking. There's a guy that does farts over it.
It just it does sound like a good site. And if it's not a site, dude, that's a good idea.
Just checking in. I hope y'all are having an awesome start to your week. I'm so excited to see the new Bad Boys movie this week. And then my concert's on Saturday, so I'm excited about that. And yes, that's why I'm wearing red lipstick today.
You thought it was over?
Just checking in. I hope y'all are having an awesome start to your week.
I feel like she's
So
trying to
excited
protect
to
her
see the new
lips.
Bad
'Cause
Boys
that's some
movie
serious
this-
metal.
Why the fuck are you talking like Wallace and Gromit? She is, because her lips are like going like in a wave, dude. That's a nice pull on Blaze of Love. Anyone else stub their toe running to the comments? Stop being mean, everyone. She's got personal teeth.
Personality.
Oh, personality. Thank you. Thank you, Greg. Hawk Chew.
Hawk Chew. It should have been Hawk Chewa.
My algorithm is unhinged. Her lips are speaking sign language.
That's good.
She can eat an apple through a tennis racket. Yeah, I don't know if I get it. Well, buddy, at least you tried. You tried, buddy.
No, I can do these comment things. Let me put one in there. And it's like, dude, what are you doing?
What would a thing be if we didn't check in with biggest fastest?
Oh shit. Yeah, because we're getting tight on time because I do have a hard stop.
Okay.
In 10 minutes.
All right.
No, but check in on biggest.
Well, that was
fastest.
it. That was it.
Yeah, that's not a great form catch.
Honestly,
You don't want to catch with your body, really, biggest fastest. Oh my god. Oh my god. Can you imagine? Honestly, when I see that, what it makes me think of is what kind of an asshole was that cat to elicit that type of treatment?
Yeah, like what kind
Probably
of
the
what kind of karma does this cat have? What did you do, cat?
Christ, why do they even have a thing like that? You think the cat's hurt? This is
No,
a guy
dude.
that fucking trapped a cat that he found on the street. And put
He's
it
like,
in
look what I've done to him. I have made him better.
And in 2 weeks he'll be ready for
Like
the
everyone.
feline centipede.
I have been putting together the feline. He will be my caboose. He is strong.
Meow Mix will no longer rule my world. We will be saving 66% of the Meow Mix cost.
Stephen Pawkins.
Stephen Pawkins.
That's a good one. Are we donating to put it down?
Jesus.
I mean, I know some Haitians that will give it a good home.
Ninth life rolling on thin ice. I would say that should have been the fucking caption for this fucking thing.
Dude, some of these people are just so good.
Yeah.
And it's just a numbers thing. It's just
You know what,
it's
though?
crowdsourcing the roasting.
I feel like when I read comments, by the way, there's dudes sitting there like, all right, I'm going to fucking comment the shit out of it today. And they sit there and they're working on it. I think the dude that's funny, that just flips in and says ninth life.
And then
on thin
next-
ice, he's on the toilet. And he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
fucking hot. I'll be in there in a minute. He's like, what the fuck is with this thing? Boom. All right.
Next. That's right.
And there's another guy that's got like a notepad and he's like, okay.
He's like,
okay,
all right, this one's going to be a
cats.
good one.
Hannibal Lecter.
No. Stephen, he's like, looks like Stephen Hawking's. Okay.
Whiteboarding it. Stephen Pawkins. That's it.
We
Put
got
it on the
Ship
board.
it, ship it, ship it.
Ship
Wait,
it.
did anyone else say it? Are we the first? This one is not a video. It's never buying Gatorade again. 5-pound bucket of horse electrolytes from Tractor Supply. Never getting hungover again or being iron deficient. I am the boss. Sipping on a half horse dose and I feel great. My skin is my skin is
electrolytes.
tingling. It's called Apple a Day Electrolytes.
Jesus
I think
Christ.
there's multiple pictures.
I like his handle. Pig shits on balls.
Also, I am uninsured in Mississippi. Horse Aid Day 2 recap. Woke up energized at 7 a.m. naturally. Eighth of an ounce along with 1 gallon of water. My essential tremors have gone away and I got asked what my skincare routine is. Horse electrolytes and a 3-in-1 soap. It was because my skin was glowing. Feel incredible and clear-headed.
Oh wait, I like this quote already. Some of those, it's a quote off the one of my favorite Rage Against the Machine
Yeah.
songs. Some of those who work forces. It's a quote. It's a
It's up
eat
here?
the paste. That's for horses.
It's up here?
Yeah.
Where does it say that?
It's the second one down.
Second
Some
one.
of those who work forces eat the paste. That's for horses. Pig shits on balls. No, pig shits on balls. It's not pig shit on balls, buddy. It's pig shits on balls.
Big shits on balls said it worked. Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's horse electrolytes and 3-in-1 soap.
Horse electrolytes.
Dude, I saw this other one that just absolutely killed me. Where this guy was like, "Hey, I'm on a budget, but I'm also bodybuilding, and I found these. I found these. I found primate biscuits. I found primate biscuits on a zoo supply website, and he gave a link, and it's like this giant like. You know the bags of dog food that you buy for like a Great Dane?
Yeah.
Like just huge. It's like that, and it's like primate nutrient biscuits, right? They have like a couple different ones. Like one is for like good coat, and the other one was for like gut health. And
It's
he
for
got-
like monkeys at a zoo.
yes, dude. It was for gorillas. It's gorilla food.
I'm waitlisted on a budget, so first thing is I'm on zoo supply website.
Dude,
Dude,
and
that's
they-
how I'm gonna get a deal.
But like the blend that he chose to eat was like the sexual health one. So like for the gorillas that they're trying to get to mate. And he's like, each biscuit's got 20 grams of protein, like all this shit. Oh my God. It's just like this, dude. It made me laugh so fucking hard. I don't know what it is about that world.
That must be a thing, right? Horse electrolytes. It must be a thing.
This guy's doing it. I mean, yeah, when you have a horse, you have to buy it like a salt lick because horses sweat like really crazy. They need a lot of salt, a shit ton of salt. That's why like salt licks in nature are a real thing. There's just like weird, like if you're in Kentucky, you'll be like, yeah, I'm in a Salt Lake Hollow. That's where I live. And so it's because it actually is a salt lick. There's just like an area where like there's just salt coming out of the ground, and all the animals, like all the deer and everything, go and lick there. And the Native Americans would go there to like hunt them and shit because they know they're going to be there licking salt.
So you like to think it's a natural thing, like Mother Earth put the salt up. It's Indians for years have been dumping salt water into the soil
salt water
so they can jump out of the bushes and hack a horse's head off.
But
Because they love that raw horse meat.
So they do have stuff for like these ants. So that the horse apple a day electrolytes, that's a real thing. He went to Tractor Supply and you can buy that, and he's like drinking his fuck Gatorade, drinking Horseade. I'm drinking, sipping
Probably
on
costs so much fucking more too.
I bet it's not. I bet it's cheaper.
You think?
Yeah, I bet it's way cheaper because there's no FDA approval. There's no for human consumption approval that you have to go through. They could just put it out.
Like a dog breaks into the factory and dives into the vat, and they're like, "Fuck it, it's horse shit.
It's gotta
man.
go. The truck's gonna be here at noon, dude.
Take it easy. Go get a fucking pool filter net. We'll scoop out the big pieces
Scoop them out before the trucker gets here, dude."
before the horse electrolyte truck shows up, so we can fill a tanker with horse electrolytes.
It's just like one of
We
those
bring it
things
down the
like-
road so some kids can hand fill the buckets. Next county over, North Salt Lake, that shit ain't legal. Salt Lake Hollow, oh yeah, kids
All
can work
day.
all day. There ain't no rules down there.
An apple a day. The Salt
We
Lake.
call it that because that's what they work for, the kids that do the bucket.
It's actually giving jobs to these kids. All right, I like
I said an apple, if you fill up 25 buckets, I only see 23. I didn't see that speed limit sign because it went by so fast, but fuck, dude. Sometimes do you just want to be as fucking happed up as this fucker?
Yes, dude.
Dude, he's like jizz screaming.
I know, dude. This is when
he's
he
like-
says that. When he says, "You know what I love the most about America? It ain't the girls, nothing like that." I believe him. I believe that he likes race cars more than the girls. Look at this.
I can't tell how fast he's really going. You think he's going that fast?
Even if it's
Loud as fuck, though.
yeah, even if it's like 60 miles an hour, you know, going down those windy country roads, this seems much faster, right?
Like, what do you say when the cops pull you over in this thing? And you're
Come and get me,
You're in a
pig!
Dodge Neon where like everything is ripped out, and you've got a fucking head protector like you're in the fucking Daytona.
I think
500.
that is a race car, dude. I don't know much about race cars, but I would call what he's in.
I am saying, just based on looking at that guy and listening to him and seeing what I can piece together about his life, that is not a race
You think
car.
it's like an Ultima?
I think it is a Nissan that wasn't even that good to begin with. Why are cars so fucking loud, by the way, dude? Sometimes you just walking down the street and you just hear like a car and you're like,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
how the
like it.
fuck
I
is a
hate
car
it.
that loud?
I hate it. They do it on purpose. Remember the
Oh, the
whistler?
ones that pop? Like,
Yeah.
pop, pop, pop. It's
Remember
like,
the
who wants to hear that?
the exhaust whistler that James bought
Yes.
off the internet?
He put it on Bobbert's fucking car and he pulled over a gas station. What the fuck is with my car?
He bought like this obnoxiously loud whistle that you hook up to someone's exhaust pipe.
And he put it on a dude's car that didn't
at
know.
work. Yeah. A guy that everyone called Bobbert.
James used to do it.
Bobbert's doing 15 for shooting up the office, but you know what? It was fun while it lasted.
I swear to God, Bobbert, if anyone was a saint, it was him because he got so much shit pulled
That's
on
what they
by
all
fucking
say.
James, dude.
I know.
So many fucking pranks on the guy.
I think he liked it. I think he really liked
James
it.
used to prank himself too because he would buy anything that they sold at the counter at 7-Eleven. He'd be like, dude, I'm not feeling good today, man. I'm like, yeah, what'd you do? He's like, I don't know. I had one of these things. I'm like, what the fuck is that, dude? It says not even legal in China. He's like, I know, they were like $1. It said energy drink. What the fuck, dude? He always would hammer that shit.
Pranking himself. All right, so this is the last video. Let's wrap up on this. This is something to make you feel a little weird
managed
inside.
to tap the vision from the brain of a cat and to reconstruct what the cat sees onto a computer screen.
But we can distinguish that. So when we use all of those, thinking that they represent visual information, this is the reconstruction that we come up with.
It is the first time an image was tapped from a brain. It proves that we can read and understand the grammar of it. The face is recognizable, but I still can't avoid the impression that the face has something cat-like.
Isn't that creepy?
She managed to tap the vision from the brain of a cat.
So yeah, they scan a cat's brain to see what a human looks like to the cat. Because I guess with AI and stuff, they can take the input data from your brain, and the AI is able to recognize
You think
some
that's
sort of
legit?
yes.
Why would they do it in sepia if it was legit?
Because I think it's still early. I think it's still early in their development.
All right. They were like, this would look legit if we did it like a regular.
What do you mean by sepia? Like the
Look at the color of the fucking video.
of the video that they're making? Yeah, I think that's just where the technology is at the moment.
It makes it look like it was done in like 1978.
It really does. It really does make it look old. But that's like if you
To
ever
show
see-
you that it's real cat science, we put this in sepia, so it looks old timey. My mustache and hat also indicate it's in the Old West.
This could be Soviet Russia. This could be Soviet Russia where test on animals. Because they've done it. They do it with people, and that's how they're. And it's but again, it's still like super early on. Like they'll put an image in front of their face, and they'll like look at a picture of a giraffe, and then they take the brain signals, and then they give it to an AI, and the AI finds some sort of pattern and is able to produce what the person is seeing, and it's like a very broken up giraffe. So they're doing this same thing with a cat, and the very interesting thing is it's like showing
look like
what does a person look like to a cat, and dude, it's like we kind of look like a cat,
Kind of look more like a dog or a wolf or something, but yeah, it looked
Just
more
the way
like
we look
an
like-
animal like that than a
which
person.
makes you think is like, so cats live in a cat world, and when they look at someone's face, there's something cat-like about it.
Fucking, there's that weird ass cat again walking on two legs.
I know, this big ass cat with weird fur, or like a dog. Does everything in a dog's world look kind of like a dog?
That's not hard to imagine. I mean, especially seeing this science from 1978
I
come
know.
out, unearthed from the vault of fucking Chernobyl.
Everything in an. I did that. It's just. I thought that was really, really eerie when you really look at it. It's.
And to reconstruct what the cat
Eerie
sees
looking.
onto a
Yeah, it's
computer
interesting
screen.
for me to see
But
what
we
comes through
can
your feed. I
distinguish
do
that.
like
So
this.
when
I'm
we
getting
use
a
all of
direct.
those,
I'm getting a
thinking
grainy
that they
image of your
represent
output when I
visual
look at this
information,
feed.
this
And I'm
is the
like,
reconstruction that we
I don't know what the fuck I'm seeing. It's not a
It is
cat
the
face.
first time an image was tapped from a
It
brain.
is still weird.
It proves that we can
Looks
read
like a
and
bear.
understand the grammar of it.
Like Yogi Bear or
The
something.
face is
I
recognizable.
fully
but
expected
still
this to be a
can't
joke.
avoid
I thought
the
it was going to be like
impression
Bernie
that the
Sanders
face
with
has-
mittens on,
Yeah.
sitting in his, with his
Like
crossed
I'm
legs.
stroking my dick. I'm like, I got lotion on my dick. That's my favorite one.
That would be better, yeah, if it just zoomed in and it was that dude with the big fucking dick pic.
Oh, you got me, you fucking asshole. All right, so you said you got a heart out.
I got a heart out. Yeah, we got a fucking date with Jesus. I'm not going. I'm just dropping
I'm
him.
just dropping them off. I'm gonna hang out in the parking lot.
Our Starbucks is closed.
Yeah,
Totally
they're
being renovated.
They're renovating it.
Seacrest out.